Okay, so let's get started. Let me share my screen. So first of all, welcome to ServiceNow Admin and Development Training. So I don't know how many of you have attended the demo. Okay, so if you have not attended the demo, then maybe I can give the quick introduction, and from there we can take it forward. So Asma, did you attend my previous demo, or is it the first class for you?
No, actually, I haven't attended your demo sessions, but I have
You
already
have or
used.
haven't?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I
Then
already
Raj.
have a devs instance, like assigned. I've already created one dev. This is
Okay. Okay, then you don't need the repetition. Okay. Right. Then Raj, you already said you attended. Jayendran.
Yeah, I attended previously.
Good.
Not
Ra
yours, I think it was Ashok last time. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Raj. Raj, can you hear me? Okay. Right. Okay. So hope everybody can see my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to give my introduction, my name is Lokesh. I got around 12 years of experience in IT. So I started ServiceNow in 2010. I'm having almost 10 years of experience in ServiceNow. So apart from that, I do give a training mainly on the different ServiceNow modules. So okay, I have been doing this since 3 years now, and currently I'm playing a role as an architect for ServiceNow implementation. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so today we will talk about the ServiceNow Screen element. Okay, we'll understand. Okay, what are the ServiceNow Screen elements? Okay, and we'll also talk about the basic configuration of ServiceNow. So before that, as you know, the prerequisites for this ServiceNow learning is you should you should have your own personal instance. Okay, that is free of cost. So you can go to the developer.servicenow.com. Okay, so I can just show you that. Right. So developer.servicenow.com. Go here. So you have to register yourself for the I mean, like if you are logging for the first time, you need to register yourself. Okay, so you need to provide your no working email ID, so that link will be sent to your email ID. Then no, you activate that link. Then in the right hand side you can see one option called request for an instance. Okay, the request for the instance, this is how the instance looks like. Okay, it starts with the prefix dev and the automatic number will be generated. Okay, and you will be provided the username and the password to log in. So you can use that username and password to log into your instance basically. Okay, so everybody should have your personal instance. Okay, so that is the main prerequisites for this course. And always make sure that you log in or you access this instance every day. Okay, so if you do not activate the instance in another 10 days from the activation, then automatically the service now will claim that instance back. Okay, however, there is an option to restore now. That is a new feature that has come in. Okay, but but my suggestion is always keep that activity. Okay, and also there is an option to manage the instance. Okay, if you want to activate any plugin, you can activate from here, but there is another way. You can go to the instance and from there also you can activate it. Okay, if you want to release an instance, okay, if you feel like you don't need this instance anymore, then you can release it. Okay, so when you get an instance, by default you will get certain demo data. Okay, basically kind of a dummy data for all the modules, say incident, problem, change, service request. Okay, if you want to remove the demo data, you can raise a request from here. Okay, if you want to reset your password, you can reset it. Okay, if you want to see, let us say you have made some modification to the instance, and after that no, you want to reset it, then there is an option here. And also if you want to upgrade to the instance, okay, you can upgrade it. So my current version, I'm in a New York release basically. Okay, the latest release is Orlando. Okay, I would suggest you guys upgrade to the Orlando. Even I'm also planning to upgrade to Orlando, so you guys can always choose the latest
Is
version.
there any way to downgrade the instance, or we can just upgrade it?
So once it is upgraded, that is over. We cannot downgrade. Okay, but there is an option. For example, you have two instances, let's assume. Okay, one is dev instance, another one is the test instance. Okay, and you have upgraded your dev instance. Now you are seeing a lot of issues. Right now you don't want to upgrade it to the Orlando, you want to go with the New York. In that case, what you can do is you can clone your New York instance over to your Orlando instance, so that you will get the New York version. So that way you can do the downgrade. Okay, but directly from the system we don't have an option. That is the reason we need to be very careful, right? So we should not be upgrading directly to the production instance. Once upgraded, we are gone. So that's the reason before we do upgrade itself, a separate project for the company, right? So where we do a lot of regression testing we do, and we do kind of a skipped file analysis. Anyway, I will give you the overview of how the upgrade works, okay, as part of our
And also
syllabus.
how the cloning is done.
I'm sorry.
How the cloning is done.
Yeah. That is that you will get to know. Okay, how to raise a clone request. But first of all, no, we don't do any magic over there. We just raise a clone request, and there is a system job running. The automatically there will be a background job running, and that does the cloning actually. But only thing is, while doing the cloning, we have to take care of two things. Okay, what are the tables you need to exclude, and what are the data we need to preserve, right?
Uh, okay. Lokesh, for the requesting the instance, I can see the Orlando, New York, and Madrid. Which one I need to select?
Select Orlando, which is that is the latest version of ServiceNow.
Because I have just log in
Hmm.
there.
Okay.
We are processing your request. We will notify
Yeah,
you.
it will take a slight time. Okay. So it will take a fraction of second, and after that, no, you will get that.
So it's mentioned like open instance. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, so we will understand the core configuration part of ServiceNow today. So as you know, what is ServiceNow? I don't have to explain. I think multiple time we have said, right? So ServiceNow is kind of a platform. Okay, it is basically the SaaS and PaaS based platform. So it has a various modules today. Okay, so the benefits of ServiceNow, that everything we covered as part of demo. So I'm directly going to the ServiceNow interface basically. Okay, so so basically, there are three screen elements are there. Okay, the parts of ServiceNow. Anyway, this notes and all I will share across. Okay, maybe I will see if I can upload somewhere in the Google Drive. Okay, that I will get that information from Irshad. Okay, so basically, this is how the ServiceNow instance looks like. There are three parts. Okay, one is the banner frame. Okay, the banner frame is something it runs on the top of the every page. Okay, it runs across the top of the every page. So it contains the logo. Okay, and it contains your page header caption, or the banner caption, I would say, banner text. And then again we can see two application. One is the application. Okay, that is something it appears only for
Can
an
I
admin.
interrupt you? Sorry,
First,
actually,
first, yeah,
yeah, I have to leave this because I'm having a meeting with my client.
I'm sorry.
So I'm having a meeting with my client. I cannot like it's the same time like that training. Like, will you be able to provide us with the videos, the recording?
Yeah, you will get the recordings. You can go
Okay.
through the
I'm so
recordings.
sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay. And guys, so see, I will give you the time for the questions. Okay, so what you guys can do is okay, first wait for the completion of each no, the topic maybe, or whatever the no, whatever the points I'm covering, that let me complete it. Then no, if you have any question, okay, you can ask or you can put it in the chat also. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, right, because no few of the questions may be not relevant also, so that is the reason, right? Okay, the screen elements of ServiceNow. So first one is the banner frame. The banner frame is something, it runs across the top of the every page. Okay, it contains the logo, it contains your banner text, and you can see the two options over here. We call this as an application. Okay, so in ServiceNow we have a different applications, basically the global application and the major incident application or CMDB applications like that. Okay, so this application picker, okay, it is available only for an admin. Okay, because whenever you are developing any application, or whenever we are modifying the existing application, okay, so you need to choose the right application, and then you need to make the development. Okay, so similarly this is basically the update set picker. Whatever the development we do, like whatever the changes we make on any element of the ServiceNow or any utility of the ServiceNow, that gets recorded, okay, in one place, that we call is an update set. Okay, so we have a detailed session to cover how to create update set, etc. But these two things, it will show up only for an admin. Okay, it will not show for a other users, because in ServiceNow today we can expect different types of the user. One is the end user. Okay, the end user in the sense the user, okay, the user who has who reports an issue or who can raise a request, we call them as an end user. Okay, so most of the cases what we do is ServiceNow has a two interfaces, right? One is the native UI and another one is the portal UI, right? So we directly redirect the end user to the portal UI, so where they can know, they can look for the knowledge, or they can report an issue, or they can raise an request. Okay, basically they don't perform any support functions. Okay, and they are the end users. All right, so the next one is the support users. Okay, or we call it as an ITL user, where they will know, they will participate in resolving the incident, or completing or deploying the changes, right? Or the performing the fulfillment activities. And one more type of users are the approver users. Okay, approval users can be an end user, okay, or else the users who is having approval rule, right? So this type of users. And another one is the final one is the admins, right? Admins who perform the ServiceNow, who manages the ServiceNow functionalities. Okay, we call them as an admins. Okay, so here you can see the name of the person who logged in. Okay, so and if you click on here to the profile, okay, you can see the profile information of the user. That is something which is available for all the users. Okay, like first name, last name, business phone, mobile phone, email, date and format, and time zone. These informations are available. However, we don't allow any users to modify the first name, last name, etc. We can make these fields read only, because in the real time what happens, all the user data, it comes from the different source, right? So we don't directly manage the user data in ServiceNow, because today if you make any changes also, tomorrow because of the scheduled job running, okay, so the data get overwritten. So that is the reason we don't allow anybody to make any changes to the user profile except the date format and the time zone. Okay, we can because user can choose their own time zone actually. Okay, so what we generally do is based upon the whatever in their user profile, we will set, first of all we can set the system time zone for the ServiceNow instance. Okay, so by default if they do not change their time zone, okay, so it will be always the system time zone. But however, ServiceNow provides the privilege to change the time zone for an user. Okay, because user can change their time zone. For example, though system time zone is GMT, okay, I am in IST time zone, then what I can do is I can switch the time zone as an IST. Okay, so that is how the precedence also, first it takes the user's preference time zone, and if this time zone is not set, then the system time zone will be taken into the consideration. Okay, the next is the date format. Whatever the record, the transaction data we create, okay, so in which format you want to see, okay, that is something that changes, we can do it here. Okay, the system date format is DDMMYYY. Okay, so but however we have an option to change the other format as well. Okay, the next is I think this email ID it displays, but anyways we can make this field read only, right? And the next one is the impersonate user. This option is available only for an admin. Okay, so we need a separate role also. I mean, like, so by default, admin gets this option. Okay, but if you want to provide this role to someone else, okay, that is actually the separate role called impersonate role. Okay, so what is the functionality of this impersonate user and why we need this? Suppose let us say I am a developer or I am an admin. Okay, so now I got an incident saying that user is reporting saying that okay, he is not receiving the email, or else the user is saying okay, he is not able to add the content to the home page. Then so what I have to do, this is basically the user specific issue. Then say I, instead of telling the user to share his screen and show the things, so what I can do is I can with the help of the impersonate, okay, I can log in as that user, and I can see no what setup, okay, what is the UI changes, okay, how the UI changes looks like for his profile. Okay, but note that this is applicable only for an admins or the developers. Okay, basically in ServiceNow we share the same role for both admin and developer, that is the admin role. Okay, the moment we provide the admin role to somebody, okay, they can play around anything in the system, but again we will divide the task properly. Okay, so for example, now this is one user, right, ITL user. Okay, if I can impersonate to this user, so then I can this is same like okay, logging in as that user. Okay, that is what is the impersonation functionality. Okay, so I can check whether this user know how the know what are the know what are the pages, what are the reports he had it in the home page, etc, etc. We can check. Now if you want to end the impersonation, okay, so two options are there. One is we can click on end impersonation, that this feature has come in from New York onwards basically. Okay, earlier no, we had only this option. So now again, if I have to go back to my name, I have to click on this impersonate user, and I have to choose my name basically from here. But now I can just end the impersonation. The moment I end the impersonation, it redirects back to my profile. Okay, so that is the thing. And the next is a logout option. The moment you click on logout, it logs out, I mean, like, the logout page appears in case of if the SSO, sorry, if the single sign-on is enabled for your application, then the SSO page will be seen over here. Okay, so the next is we call this is the global search. With the help of this global search, we can search for any of the record. Okay, so for example, if I want to search for any of the incident number, you can search from here basically. Okay, you can search for any text also. Okay, so this is called as the global search. The moment I do this, okay, it searches the record from all the tables, and finally it returns the result, right? So basically if you see, it did the search on all the tables, and it is returning 0 result. That means this particular incident number is not available on any of the table. So that is the meaning. Okay, so the next is we do have kind of a chat here. Okay, so we can chat with the any of the user within the ServiceNow system. Okay, we can even create, we can have a group chat also. For example, if I have to initiate a chat with one user, okay, I can search for that user basically, right? And I can say hi. Now what will happen is, uh, now if I impersonate to this user, the Lokesh Kumar, okay, if I impersonate to this user, and my chat should be shown over there. Okay, we can check that basically, right? So the next is we have something called settings. Okay, so in the settings there are few changes we can do, but please note that whatever the changes we are doing over here, this is basically related to the user specific. Okay, this will not affect anything to the system level. Okay, this will always affect to the user level. Okay, the first thing is in the general. Okay, if you want to change the time zone for your specific user profile, you can change the time zone here. Okay, and uh, this thing home, because no, there are two things. The landing page, okay, the landing page, you can either set it as a home page or the dashboard. So currently I set it as a home page. So that is the reason, right? When I log in, for example, when I log into this one, right, if I'll just reload my form, See, the landing page, it shows as a home page basically, right? So, but you just see if I switch to, if I change to the dashboard, okay, it will show the dashboard basically. Dashboard is nothing but it is a single place, okay, where you can see multiple widgets or multiple reports, right? Now, if I do the login, okay, because the dashboard has a lot of data, okay, and that is the reason it is taking bit time. See, so because no, this is all the performance analytics report which I have, which I'm showing here. Okay, so it will have good amount of data. So that is the reason it is taking time. So, but my suggestion is keep your landing page a little bit lightweight. Otherwise, no, it takes bit time to load the data, right? So the next is we have something called theme. So by default, okay, always your interface takes the system theme. So for my system, for my instance, this is the theme which I have applied. Okay, I will show you in the later part of how to apply the themes and the systematically for the entire system. But however, out of box, these are all other available themes. Okay, if you want to choose a different theme for your profile, you can choose it. For example, if I change it to blue, okay, so this changes only to my profile. See, this is how it looks like, right? If I just refresh this, so this is what you can see. But if I impersonate back to some other user, if they have not set their own theme, then automatically the system theme will be presented to them. See, this is what the system theme. So I switch it to Lokesh and this theme is appearing. Okay, now I'll end the impersonation. So that is about themes. Okay, you can choose, you can play around here. Okay, the next is list. Okay, so I will tell you what is list and what is form. The list is nothing but the combination of rows and columns. So if you navigate to any of the modules, right? Okay, so you can see the records, the list of the records that is in the list view. Okay, so for example, so here, see, wrap longer text in the list columns. List has a different columns. Now, for example, I have a column called short description, right? Basically, if you see the length of that was quite big. So do you want to expand that total column or do you want to shrink it? That is what, do you want to wrap the text, longer text? That is what is the option which we have here. If I disable this, okay, the longer text will not get wrapped, okay? But if you want to wrap it, you need to enable this. Okay, now I disabled this. Okay, now if I go to the list, right, I will go to the incident. So I can search for any of the record here. We call this as a application navigator basically, right? If I click on open, it gives me the list of the records, right? So now what happened, all the columns, right, it is not wrapped yet, right? For example, if I wrap it, okay, you can see a different slide difference. You can see, just refresh the refresh your list basically. See, now the columns are wrapped. Now again, no, I will uncheck that. See the slide difference. It is expanding for the total column basically, right? If you have a short description, see, it is taking till here. So that is the thing. So by default, the system level, it is actually wrapped. The similarly the forms. So in the form of the on the form, we can have a multiple sections. Like, okay, if you open the incident form, under the incident form, I can have a multiple section like notes, related records, resolution informations, etc. Okay, so if I make this as a tabbed form, then all these sections will appear as a tabbed section. But if I uncheck this, okay, it will be, I think each section will be expanded. Then I have to scroll down to fill all the fields. For example, uh, I'll open one record from here. Okay, so this we call it as a form basically. So form is the information of the record basically. Okay, so let it load. So now if you look at here, it has a various sections, right? Notes, related records, these are all the different section, but it is appearing in a tabbed format now, so that, right, my form, no, the form width, it is basically the fixed, and after that, right, I don't have to scroll down much, right, because I can fill everything here. But what happens, okay, if I uncheck this, then what happens is, okay, if I load the form, see, it is expanding. So each section, right, it is expanded, right? So that is a feature which we have. So now I will again check this. That's the thing. The next is notification. So as a support user or as an end user, okay, see, ServiceNow has the capability to send or receive the notification. Okay, so now these are all the system notifications, correct? So but as a user, I don't want to receive or any of these notifications from ServiceNow. Okay, if you have I mean, like, if you have that requirement as a user, okay, you can just disable the notification from here. The moment you do this, okay, so none of the notification you will receive from ServiceNow instance. If you create a ticket or if you update the record, nothing will come as a notification to you. Sometimes what happens is the user, what they do is they will just disable this option, and then they will say they are not receiving the notification. In such cases, obviously you need to impersonate them and you need to see. Okay, these options we have. And other than that, okay, see, now it creates a channel. Okay, so by default you can see the primary email channel. Okay, but if you enable any of the mobile app, which I said in the demo also, then you can see that channel created here. Now there will be a lot of notifications, right, which the system is sending. Now you can subscribe or unsubscribe for any of the specific notification. For example, you have to go for each category, and from this category you can look for the notification basically. So let's say IT service management, right? So now from here, let's say the change commented. So I don't want to receive this change commented notification. Then what I can do, I can just unsubscribe for this notification. That is possible. Okay, this is something is available for everybody. I mean, like, for all the users, this option is available. Now now you can see another option called developer. Okay, this is exclusively for developers or the admins. Okay, the users who is having the admin role, only for them this option will be available. So where you can see, right, okay, so we have a application, right? So all the available application will be shown over here, because most of the ServiceNow out of box modules are created on the application global. But now recently they started bringing some new modules. Okay, that for that they created a separate application, right? So now if you want to show this application in the picker header, then you need to check this. If you uncheck this, okay, that application will go away from here. See, now I have unchecked that application picker, then that is the reason application is gone from this list. Okay, so now if I check this, okay, so that will again appear. Similarly, the update set, right? Update set is basically to capture your work basically. So if you enable this, okay, it will I mean, like, it will be shown. Now it is enabled. Now if I disable this, okay, the update set figure is gone from here. Okay, so that's the thing. And again, the JavaScript log. Okay, so suppose if you have to enable any logging, I mean, like, if you have to enable any JavaScript log while writing the code, right? Especially if you have to debug the client script, okay, then you can enable the JavaScript log, and you can no, you can do the debugging. Okay, so these are all the various options which are available in the banner frame. Anyways, I will show you how, because in the real time we will because now maybe in your instance you may be seeing the ServiceNow logo, right? So we can change to our logo. I will show you okay, in the later stages, okay, how to change the logos. Okay, uh, and also see, there are, this is called the banner logo. And also for each browser icon also we can change, right? So I have set the different browser icon here. Okay, so you can set the different browser icon in the real time. What we'll do is we'll get the browser icon from the UI developer or whatever. I mean, like, no, we can check with the customer. They will provide the logo in the actual height and width, because same thing we have to upload it here. And icon also we need to get it from the customer, and you can upload it. All right, so that is how it is. So now, any questions, guys? So far, are we good?
Can you just explain about that update set you mentioned about? What is the purpose?
Okay, I'll you just remember the name update set now. I have a separate topic to cover what is update set. Don't worry on that part now. But now
Okay.
you just think that it is for development purpose, or else moving the code from one instance to another instance, we use update set.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I consider no questions from the banner point of
Uh,
view. Uh-huh.
yeah, this regarding the instance, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the instance, is there any license for that, or I'm speaking about the personal perspective. Is there any like expiry date, something like that?
No, the personal instance, what you get, right? What now whatever you are seeing here, this is
Mhm.
totally free from ServiceNow. You don't have to pay for it. Okay, but expiry date is there. If you don't use the, let us say today you claim the instance. Okay, I mean like you
Mhm.
requested for the instance and you got that instance, right? But if
Mm.
you do not use that instance for another 10 days, okay,
Okay.
then automatically that you will lose that instance.
Okay.
That is the
So
reason you need to keep the you need to keep your instance active every day. If you log
correct.
in, or twice in a day, I mean like no every I mean like 3 days once, 2 days once, if you log in, log out, no, that way you can extend the activity.
Okay. So, in this instance, shall we get any data, something like that we can
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
and
you
we
will
can
get, yeah,
verify?
yeah, very well you will get it.
Oh, good.
Demo data you will get it.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, right. So now the next part is the application navigator. Okay, we call this as an application navigator. Okay, I will switch to my own theme, sorry, the system theme. So basically the application navigator, okay, it provides the access to the various applications and the module links which is available in system. Okay, for example, and this application access, okay, or visibility, it varies based on the role what you have. For example, if you are an end user, okay, you will be seeing only this application menu called self-service. Okay, there you can I mean like you can create an incident, okay, and you can see only your incident and your request. Okay, so similarly if the user is having ITL role, they can see other application menus like, okay, incident, problem, change, etc., right? All the, we call these are all application menu. Under that, if I expand the application menu, what I am seeing here, okay, we call this as a module link. Okay, and you can even search for any of the application module or application menus from here also. For example, I will go to the incident. Let's say incident. This is the application menu. See, from here, if I want to create a new record, I can click on create new module link. The new form opens. Okay, and here I can see the various fields on this particular table, incident table, and I can submit the record. Right, this is the one module link. Similarly, if I click on assign to me, okay, it gives me the list of the incidents. Okay, because it is a separate filter here, right? It gives the list of the incidents assigned to my name, right? Similarly, if I click on open, it gives the list of the incidents which are active true. When I say active true, means the incidents, okay, which are not closed or cancelled. Okay, the moment the incident closed or cancelled, automatically the active field becomes false. Okay, so like this you can see various module links over here, right? So so the next is, see, for this is basically the favorites. Okay, see, suppose now if let's assume that you are using few of the modules frequently, because now assume that you are the change manager. Okay, so you need that change module easily accessible for you, right? For example, that entire change module, right? From here, create new, open, close, everything is there. Now what you can do is you can add this one to your favorites list. Okay, so entire menu and its module, if you want to add it, what you can do is you can just no click on this star icon, right? Just click it. The moment you click on all its associated modules, right, it gets added to the favorites. Now it is part of your favorites basically, right? It is part of your favorites, right? So now if you want to remove this one from favorites, okay, you can very well remove from here. Okay, and also you can define the different you can edit the favorites basically, right? For example, click on okay, to edit any favorites, okay, click on edit favorites here. Okay, so now go to each of the favorites thing, right? For example, under change, let's say the create new. Okay, the create new, the current selection color is this one. I don't want that. Instead of that, I need a blue. Okay, and I need this. Okay, so automatically it is getting changed here, and once done, say done. So it is saved. Got it? Right now the problem, I don't want this one in my favorites list. Okay, you can just right away you can remove it. Okay, so that way you can add on remove the things from the favorites, right? And also you can no, you can even drag any filter. I mean, like if you want to put any filter over here in the favorites, you can drag and drop. Okay, for example, let's say the active true, right? I want to add this one to the favorites, so put somewhere, so it comes here, active true. Now what you can do is you can edit these favorites and you can rename it if you want, right? Some different name you can put it. Instead of this query, you can put a different name. And the next one is we call this as a your history, right? So whatever the navigation you are doing on the form, right? See, for example, first I'm going to the incident, okay, and then I will go to the change. All this navigation, okay, it easily records over here. Okay, we call that as an history. Suppose now if I want to go back to this particular history, okay, I can directly click on here. Rather than no going back to the step by step, I can use the history to access the previously used link or whatever, right? So I think in one of the demo people asked, right, is there any way to clear the history? Yes, there is a way. We can very well clear the history for individual profile. Okay, because all the history, it gets stored in one of the table called sys underscore ui underscore navigator underscore history. Okay, I can put this one in the chat also. So this is the table basically. So what, being an administrator, what you can do is you can go to that table and you can no you can delete the records. So for example, in order to navigate to the table, what you can do, if you want to see the records within the table, first you need to type the table, and after that if you do dot list, okay, if you, this is a shortcut, okay, if you do dot list, it gives the list of the records, but it opens the list of the records in the same tab basically. See, here it is showing the list of the records. Now if you want to see what are the histories this person has created, okay, you can check that and you can delete it from here. So you can select all the records from here and you can just say delete. That is possible. Okay, so now for example, incident is one table. Okay, if I do dot list, incident dot list, it opens the list of the records in the same tab, or same tab basically, right? Now if you want to see this list of the records in a different tab, okay, then what you have to do, incident dot capital letter list. Okay, then it opens the list of the incident in a new tab. Okay, so this is the interview question people will ask you. Okay, what is the difference between dot list small letter and dot list capital letter? Okay, I can, because you guys have to do this exercise today. Okay, just go to the table and do this incident dot list, and second time you try this. It need not be on incident always, it can be for any of the table. Okay, if you want to do the same thing for problem, then what you have to do, problem dot list or problem dot list in a capital letter. Okay, is that clear or any questions?
So this will work for a normal user, like even the
Yeah.
normal,
No, for normal user also this will work. That's right.
even the history clearing you're telling. So in
No,
the history
history
table,
clearing they cannot do. History clear only admin can do it.
okay.
No, normal user they cannot delete the history. All right. So now we have to see now this is basically the content area. Okay, so this is the place it either displays the list or it displays the form or home page or whatever. There are various search options are available over here. That is something I will cover maybe in the next classes. So today what we'll do is, before we wind up, we will understand we'll see how to modify this logo. Okay, and what are the basic configuration? For example, see, I want to change the banner background color systematically. All right, systematically I want to change the time zone of the system, etc. That we will see how to do it. In order to make that changes, what you have to do, being an admin, you need to go to a basic configuration UI 16 here. Okay, basic configuration UI 16. Go here. See I have the slides, guys. Okay, I will give the slides to you. Okay, and I have few notes because I really don't want to go to each slide and explain. Wherever the slides are important, that slides I'll explain you. Otherwise, moreover, I will no practically I will show you the things. Okay, because that is that is what you will understand easily rather than explaining the things theoretical. Hope that is fine with you, right?
Yeah, I'm on the page now.
Right. So you can go to the basic configuration UI 16. Okay. So here, see, page header caption. I set it as a personal instance. So if you want, you can change something else, right? For example, instead of the personal instance, I will change it to development instance. Okay. So now, whatever the changes you do here, this will affect to the entire system. Okay. This is very important. Now, similarly, the browser tab title in the sense, if I click whatever the information you are seeing here, right? If I click on the tab,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it is not shown. I will just say, make the duplicate maybe. 1 second, guys. Control. Why the duplication option is not there? Not good. Yeah, it is showing, right? See here now, personal instance it is showing, correct? So that is basically the tab
I
title.
think we are unable to see clearly.
You're not able to see here, this one.
Personal instance. I think we need to save first, right?
Yeah. That I need to save, but that is the
Okay.
development instance. It's already changed without saving also. Okay, you
Okay.
can see that. But the tab title, instead of personal instance, I will change it to the development instance now. Okay.
You have zoomed it, I think.
No, I did not zoom. It is 100% only. Are you okay? Then what I will do? Are you not seeing the screen maybe because of this zoom here? So are you seeing now? Okay, now it is still showing personal instance because if I save it, then it will change to the development instance, this tab basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next is, let me save. Save the changes. Now if you just do the reload, so it is changing to the development instance now. Are you guys seeing it on the tab?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one. So the
For
next is,
that,
yeah, question.
for that I need to enter the incident dot capital list, right?
If you want to see the list of the records,
Okay.
if you want to see the list of the incident records, yes, you need to do dot list. If you want to see the list of the records in a new window, sorry, new tab.
Okay.
So the next is, see here we have a time zone. I was telling, right? We can define the system time zone for any of the instance. This comes as a task also in the real time. See what happens in the real time. You will get a dedicated instance from the customer side. Okay, let's say that I mean, like, you will get at least minimum 3 instances, right? And you will start the administration work in the development instance, right? It is all based upon the customer from where they are hosted actually, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now let's say your customer is a UK customer, then obviously you need to check with the customer, like what is the time zone, because obviously UK means the GMT time zone. Okay, then you have to set the system time zone as a GMT. Now let's say your customer is in France, right? Then obviously they follow the European time zone, right? Then you can good to put the time zone as a CET. Like this you can select the time zone from here. However, if the in your case, let us say the IST time zone, if it is not available, then you have an option from here to select the available time zone. Okay, configure available time zone. Okay, so we call this box as a slush bucket. Okay, we call this as a slush bucket, where you can see two boxes. One is available, another one is a selected. So these are all the available time zones. Okay, whatever is selected, that is available for you for the selection. Now let's say if IST is not available in the right hand side, what you can do, you can just search from here IST and you add it to the right hand side. So that way you can get the time zone added. Okay, now it is CET. Now let's say I want to change it to GMT. Okay, now you can change this time zone as a GMT, right? Now this is important. So banner image, right? This is the place where you can upload the image. Okay, the logo. So what I would suggest is you get your own logo, maybe from Google it and get one logo. And ServiceNow supports all the types. Okay, it can be a JPEG, it can be ICO, it can be PNG. Okay, anything. So but I would suggest better to take SEO or JPEG image. You take it. Okay, so upload that image. How to upload? Just click on plus here. Okay, take the image from your local folder and upload it. The moment you upload it, you can see that your logo is changing over here, because now I uploaded this image. So that's the reason my instance logo is this one, right? So, and once done, you save it. This is the one assignment which you have to do right away today. Okay, you just have to change the page header caption, you have to change the title, you change the time zone, you change the logo. Next is the date format. Okay, this is what is the system date format what we have. Okay, so you can set the date format, you can set the time format, because if you do this, whatever the record created, right, so it will show this time and this date actually, right? The next is header background color. This is your header, correct? So if you want to set a different background color for your header, you can do it, right? For example, you want to set a blue color, let's say, right? You can pick any color from here, right? So that way you can set the background color. The next is the banner text color. So this is basically your banner text, right? So as of now it is selected as black. Now if you want to change some different color, okay, you can change it. It is showing again black only. Yeah, see, now you can see the difference. It is setting to the different color basically, right? You can set the banner text color. And again you can see kind of a divider, right, between the header and this application navigator panel. You can see kind of a divider, right? So the divider strip color also you can change, right? Similarly, the navigation header and footer, we call this as a navigation, right? This is the navigation application navigator. Here we have header and the footer, right? If you see, the header and footer color is this one. If you want to change it, you can change it. Similarly, navigator background expanded item, right? For the expanded item, right? If you see the expanded item, this is what, when I expand the item, this is the color I'm seeing. If you want to change it, you can change it like this. Okay, for there are multiple options are there and is self-explanatory, but most of the time what we do is we'll change the banner background and divider and application navigator, and from there we will leave it. Okay, so basically you need to we just have to try to match with the company styles basically, because each company will use their own CSS styles, right? So that color you try to put it over here. Okay, so once all the changes are done, okay, just to do save. Okay, now your changes will be saved, and whatever the changes you make, okay, this will be the system level changes. For example, now if I go to my profile, okay, so general, the time zone, see, it is set to GMT, but however I have an option to modify from GMT to IST. As a user, as an individual user, I can modify it. Okay, so this is about the logo. Now this browser icon, right? So what you can see, the browser icon. So even browser icon also you can change. Actually, you can set your own browser icon, right? So basically this image should height and width should be very less. Okay, it can be either 15 into 15 or 30 into 30. So what you can do is, if you have a big image also, just maybe using a different editor, okay, you just or else with the paint also, or using that Microsoft editor, okay, you can just change the width to 15 into 15 or 30 into 30 and save one image as a JPEG. Okay, then what you have to do is, you just have to load that image to the image folder. Okay, in ServiceNow we have something called image table, right? You just type the images. Okay, so under system UI you can see the images, click on here, right? So you need to upload the images. This is the image which I have uploaded. Okay, so what you have to do, click on new, right? And then a category, I think because you are applying it to the system level, okay, it can be empty. Okay, here you need to provide the name of the image. Please note that while providing the name of the image, or while providing the name for the image, okay, you just have to put the name and its extension also you need to put. Okay, if it is JPEG, JPEG, ICO, ICO, like that. Otherwise it will not take. For example, let's say my image, something like that. Not a good word. So icon image dot JPEG. Okay, and after that what you have to do, you have to click on add. Okay, and see, these are all the supported file types, basically JPEG, PNG, GIF, ICO, etc. Choose the file from your local folder and click on OK. And then what you do, just copy this image name, whatever the image name you have put here, right? You just copy that image name. Okay, then there is one property in ServiceNow, we call it as a product icon. Okay, you have to go to that property, and in that property you just have to change the product icon name. By default it will show the ServiceNow icon name. Instead of that, okay, you need to put your image name, whatever the image name you have saved over here, right? So how to navigate to that product icon? Okay, so we have a system property. In order to see the system property, in order to look for the system property, so what you do, sys underscore properties dot list, you go to this. Okay, I can ping you this one in the chat. Sys underscore properties dot list. Okay, then what you do, just type, search with the name icon. So you will find the exact name, that is glide.product.icon. Okay, search for this name, glide.product.icon. Okay, so go over here. Okay, here there is a value. Okay, replace the value with the new image value what you have given. Okay, so in my case that is a image.png. Just say do that and say update. Okay, then what you can do is, maybe you can open the instance in an incognito window, because it takes a little bit session time. Okay, incognito window, and try to log in. Then you can see your browser icon is adding the new, or browser icon is populating the new icon, the one which you have uploaded. Is that clear, guys?
Okay, and doing it on the system level, what we have to do it for all the
Okay,
users.
what is that? I think is that question is to me, because your
No.
voice is really low.
Okay, actually this is just for the system. What if you want to make the changes for all the users?
No, it is basically to the system, and we don't, and there is no option for an individual users to modify the logo or the icon. They cannot do it. Okay,
No,
but
like if you
this is,
want to modify it for all the users, whoever is going to use this application, we
yeah,
want to make the changes for all
exactly,
of them. So how do
yeah,
we do that?
that is what I said. You have to
Okay.
go to the system property. Wherever there is a name system, means it is for whole. Okay, it is
Okay.
not for the user specific. Got it?
Yeah.
So similarly, see that image what you were uploaded, right? That also gets stored in one place called glide.product.image. Okay, so here it stores basically, right? So now, for example, you want to replace the image from whatever I loaded. If you want to change it, you have to go to the basic configuration and change the logo. Okay, so these two assignments you guys have to do it. Okay, so one is you upload the logo and change all the basic configuration what I have shown, and icon image also you need to change. Okay, if you're stuck somewhere, you please let me know. All right, so next is quickly let us run through the PDFs.
Okay.
Okay, we have seen the banner frame, application navigator, and content frame. The content frame is basically displays the information such as lists, forms, home pages, or the wizards, right? The application navigator, we have already seen this one, right? And so the next is the various searches, right? We can know today we can search the records in the various ways, right? So there are different types of the searches we have, and different types of the filtering we can create, right? So that is something we will cover in the next class. Okay, the class is for 1 hour. Okay, it is not 2 hours. I think you guys are aware of that one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so the next
Yeah,
one
that's
hour
fine.
if you have
So
time,
where
okay,
can we
you
find these videos?
I think
Will you be sharing it or will Irshad be sharing it?
that Irshad will share. He
The
will share the
session
link, I think.
videos.
Irshad will share the links to you. So what I
Okay. Okay.
understood from him is that automatically, see, this is recorded now, right? So this session is already recorded. You will be provided the access to that recorded folder, and you can access from there.
Okay.
Okay. And if you have any questions, right? Okay. So you can send out an email to me. This is my email ID. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Lokesh, one basic question.
Mm-hmm.
Here, what is exactly the job of the administrator? If I'm thinking about that, like after creating this page and everything, he's going to like
Mm-hmm.
uh, creating the total instance, okay, for the like project management or the HR department or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So after creating, he's going to create, right? Or
Yeah.
the developer is going to create.
No. See, the basic, see, it is varies from the customer to customer actually. Okay, we cannot define like only the administrator, because the first setup, right? The first setup in setup of the instance, generally the implementation team will do. Okay, so but administration work comes little bit later. What administrator? I mean, like what are the things administrator can do? Administrator
Hmm.
can load the user data, can load the group data, right? So those things, because before the implementation I'm saying, okay,
Mm-hmm.
not in the operation phase.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously during the implementation also we need certain administrators also. For admins, what we do, if I am a senior developer, I will be having one junior developer with me. He's a admin, let's say. Okay, then all this configuration type of work I will provide to him. Okay, where the scripting is not involved. For example, changing this icon, right? That work I can give it to the admin. Okay, and load the user data, load the group data, or create kind of a report, right? So those stuffs, and maybe small development work also we can give it to the admin actually. Or else the main important thing is adding the members to the group, okay, creating the various roles, right? And creating the SLA. Okay, so these stuffs comes to the I mean, like this type of work generally comes to the administrators.
Okay.
And maybe inactivating a few of the choices from the service catalog, that work also we can give it to the administrators, right? And maybe kind of a configuration changes in the dictionary level, in the table level, that work we can give it to the administrator. Other than the coding and writing the functionality, the or rest all things can be given to the administrators.
Okay. So there are two roles only. One is a developer and admin. That's it, right?
Exactly, two roles. And architect role is there, business analyst role is there for
Mm-hmm.
ServiceNow, right? But for a business analyst role, I would say, see, what you can do is, anyway, the business analyst knowledge, it will be same wherever, because they just have to understand how the application works and what is their
Correct.
function, I mean, the requirement, functional requirement, how we can implement. But if they have If the business analyst, if they have admin knowledge, that is the added advantage for them. So there no, because they can always fill the gap between the admin developers as well as the functional people, right? Because they know both. They can say like what can be doable in ServiceNow. Otherwise, what happens? Business analysts, they have to come to ServiceNow people, and developers, though things are doable, they will just say that cannot be done. This kind of things are there. So that is the reason. So it is good to have a techno functional thing role. But now in ServiceNow we do have a business analyst role, architect role, and a technical manager role also.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. So with that, we'll end this session for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, if possible, okay, I will try to extend the class for 1.5 hours also, if you
Mhm.
guys are okay.
That's fine.
Is
Yeah.
it
Okay.
possible to start the class little late, like around, I mean, half an hour late, like
Uh,
9?
No, madam, I have a small kid.
no,
Okay.
no, no. It's difficult for me also.
Or, okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
Vishnu.
you.